my Lord and my God. I firmly believe that you are here, that you see me, that you hear me. I adore you with profound reverence. I ask you for pardon of my sins and grace to make this time of prayer fruitful. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me. Today I want to pray about an upcoming feast, the feast of Saint Mary Magdalene, which a lot of people really love. I think Saint Mary Magdalene is one of these really much beloved saints. And back in 2016, in fact, Pope Francis, he changed this feast from a humble memorial to a proper feast, showing us really how the Church really had great regard for Saint Mary Magdalene and put her up there on a par with the apostles. She's the same level of feast as the 12 apostles. And in the gospel that we're given for that feast on the 22nd of July, we get this beautiful scene. I must say it's one of my favorite scenes in the gospel, where Mary Magdalene has come to the tomb very early on that Easter Sunday morning, looking for Jesus. It was still dark. The stone had been rolled away from the tomb, and she went in and peeked in and saw that the body was gone. She went running to Simon Peter and the other disciple. She told them, "They have taken the Lord away out of the tomb, and we don't know where they have put him." The gospel then jumps a little bit and continues with Mary staying outside the tomb weeping when Peter and John go back to the upper room. And she's still weeping, and she looks inside again, and there are two angels sitting where the body of Jesus had been. They say to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She says, "They have taken my Lord away, and I don't know where they have put him." And then Jesus appears behind her. She doesn't know it's Jesus. He says to her, we can imagine with great affection, "Woman, why are you weeping?" And she turns around and thinks that he's the gardener and says almost the same words. "Sir, if you have taken him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will go and remove him." Now, when we hear that, how Mary Magdalene 3 times, she says very similar thing, that to Peter and John, she says that they've taken the Lord out of the tomb and we don't know where they put him. To the angel, "They've taken my Lord away and I don't know where they put him." And to Jesus, again, we not recognize him, "Sir, if you've taken him away, tell me where you have put him, and I will go and remove him." It's very beautiful because it shows us just the strength of the love of Mary Magdalene. Her love does seem to be stronger than John and Peter. She just won't give up. And she, of course, thinks she's looking for a body, not the living Jesus. And she obviously feels she owes it to Jesus to find his body and prepare him properly for burial, that he would be given a proper burial. I'm sure this makes you think of something that we hear elsewhere in the gospel, where Jesus says, "Ask and it will be given you, seek and you will find, knock and it will be opened to you." This is a great lesson. This is precisely what Mary Magdalene does. She keeps seeking. Seek and you will find. Now, I think that's an important lesson for you and for me. Keep looking for Jesus. Sometimes we feel no enthusiasm when we pray or at Mass, or even when we receive Jesus in the Eucharist. We might find ourselves asking, "Are you really here, Jesus? Are you listening to me? Are you ignoring me? I cannot find you. Where are you?" And that's when we have to remember those words of Jesus, which are very clear. Seek and you will find. As happened to Mary, that moment came. And it's a very beautiful moment because Jesus just says to her simply, when she says that, "Tell me where you put the body and I will go and take him." And Jesus simply says, "Mary." And with that, she recognizes him. She says, "Rabboni," and she knows that Jesus is risen from the dead. When he says Mary, it's like that he's saying, Thank you, Mary. I have seen how you have been desperately seeking me. I know that your love for me is so strong that it won't be put off by any obstacle. This will never be forgotten, neither on earth nor in heaven. So let us not give up. I think of my own personal experiences. Sometimes you go through a really dry time. You have no enthusiasm for anything. And you do feel a bit like Mary Magdalene. I don't know where he is in all this. Where is Jesus hiding? And it can go on and drag on a little bit. And you kind of feel that. I don't know where he is. But then, suddenly, it can just be out of nowhere. Not that this is very common, but out of nowhere, suddenly, it's over. The seeking is over. And it's as if Jesus just pops up and says, here I am. I've been here all the time, not really absent, standing behind you. You didn't recognize me. There I was the whole time. So we thank Mary Magdalene for giving us that lovely example of just not giving up, seeking Jesus. And let us take that example. Let's follow that example and promise the Lord that we too will keep seeking him, no matter how long it takes, because we trust when he says, seek and you will find. I give you thanks, my God, for the good resolutions, affections, and inspirations you have communicated to me in this meditation. I ask you for help to put them into effect. My Mother Immaculate, Saint Joseph, my Father and Lord, my guardian angel, intercede for me.